The Old Ryman Auditorium. I've always been a musician and began touring at an early age. My agent kept me booked in Nashville recording studios as a studio musician. I was in my early 20s in 1987 when I received a letter from home that my dad had cancer and was dying. I decided to go home and spend precious time with Daddy. My lady agent asked if there was anything I wanted to do in Nashville before leaving for home. I said, I want to go to the Ryman Auditorium. My agent, who had connections with just about everybody in Nashville, obtained the keys to the side stage door of the Ryman. At the time of this event, the Ryman was boarded up and hadn't been used in years. My agent let me in and then left. I was alone in the Ryman. I walked in the hallway by the dressing rooms carrying my guitar. On the walls were old show bills of Grand Ole Opry performers like Patsy Cline, Bill Monroe, Jim Reeves, Hank Williams, and Roy Acuff. As I made my way from backstage onto the dusty center stage, I had to step over curtain rope and sandbags that had fallen from above. The original center stage spot had been removed and inserted into the stage at the new Opry Theater. Plywood had been used to fill in the hole left at the Ryman. I kicked the dust off that center circle and sat down. I opened my guitar case and took out my 1933 Martin. I began to sing the old Carter family songs on stage of the Ryman Auditorium. After I listened to the perfect acoustics of that building, I paused for a minute and lit a cigarette. In the silence, I heard the sound of instrument cases opening. I heard the clicking of high heels and the shuffling of cowboy boots coming onto the stage. Suddenly, I felt surrounded by a positive, friendly energy. As I exhaled cigarette smoke, the smoke wrapped around the figure of a tall, slender man wearing a cowboy hat. It appeared to be the ghost of Hank Williams. I felt no fear. I felt I was surrounded by singers and musicians who wanted to play with me. The temperature of the room changed from cool to comfortable. I felt compelled to play guitar and sing again. The songs were familiar to these ghosts of the Grand Ole Opry. By the time I finished my second song, there were several more spirits surrounding me. Daddy was on my heart and on my mind. He was my best friend, and I stood up and sang, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? I heard music and felt the spirits of the Opry were performing the song with me. About that time, my agent walked in shaking her keys. The spirits quickly disappeared in a smoky wisp. Back in the car, my agent asked, Did you enjoy your visit to the Ryman? I told her I had a great time. She said, Rumor has it the auditorium is haunted. I just looked at her and smiled.